In class, we talked about Max Weber's iron cage, how life can feel like this endless loop of working and achieving without really knowing why. And he traces it back to this sort of religious anxiety in early Protestant Europe, where people didn't really know if they were chosen by God, and there wasn't really a way to find out. So they just kept working and working in hopes that their discipline might somehow mean they were amongst the chosen. Do you feel like there's some modern version of that anxiety playing out today?
I do. I think Weber's reading of this is profoundly onto something. So often we think the danger of a modern capitalist world is that we're simply endlessly trying to gain wealth. And I think part of the power of Weber is he correctly noticed actually a lot of our anxieties go way beyond any actual possible acquisition of wealth. And that would be bad enough. But his argument is actually no, a lot of the world of anxieties we live in, exactly as you said, come from these early Calvinistic ideas that we're predestined to be in heaven or hell. There's nothing we can do. So that's already predetermined. And then it creates this anxiety where if I just endlessly work all the time, then presumably that must mean I'm one of the chosen people who will go to heaven. And so you're working way beyond any even practical reason to be working. And I think he's absolutely right about that. It just creates, as you said, this iron cage of modernity where it's
like a rat race.
Process. Yes, this total rat race without even, so we often think it's a rat race to gain rewards. That would be bad enough, but he's arguing actually the rat race is a world unto itself, even when there are no practical benefits gained from doing this.
So do you think worldly achievement is kind of a secularized version of that anxiety?
Very much. I think he is profoundly right about this. And if he's right about this, then it raises exactly the questions you're asking. How could we think of other ways to live in the world? What are the implicit values that led to this world? And if we're not satisfied with them, and I certainly am not, what are the other ideas, practices, values that we could begin actively incorporating?
But I wonder if orienting yourself around bettering yourself rather than proving yourself, whether that whole anxiety structure collapses, because at that point you would be improving yourself instead of proving yourself.
And I love that phrasing. And yes, I think if we focus on improving ourselves rather than proving ourselves, I think that's a beautiful phrasing of it. I think it changes everything. And part of what's intriguing in the Chinese tradition is they will talk, and I think this is absolutely right in practice, is that once you start training yourself to begin really connecting with others, as opposed to, as you said, you're trying to prove yourself in terms of what others are thinking about you, you immediately start developing these incomparably stronger connections in which we and those around us are truly growing, and it just quickly begins to build on itself, the sense of creating a greater world.